going on, everybody? Welcome back. So I'm going to be doing an update video on my new little DIY sump here and show you guys exactly how everything is running and how it's running so far. So first, this is a Marine Land 30-gallon fish tank. It's 36 inches long, 16 tall, and 12 inches front to back. I love this size tank for a sump. I think it's perfect. So if anybody's going to be doing a DIY sump and you want to get something and you have 36 inches of room at least, lengthwise under your tank, it's a great size. It's the Marine Land 30-gallon. Highly recommend it for a little DIY anything, really. But anyway, let's get to it. So I built this sump, I don't know, a month ago. It's been running less than a month now, and it's running good. It's a fish tank turned into a sump. There's not much to it. I did do something a little bit different, where this first baffle, usually I have the water coming and it goes up and over this baffle, but I actually did like a blow through, which is like you see on a lot of typical sumps out there. So I've done it in the past for others. I've just never done one for me, and I really like the way it's working. The skimmer does have some air bubbles, and some of it does come through. Let's see if we can actually see it without a bad reflection. Yeah, you can kind of see the cutout in there, how it is below the water level. I'd say probably 2 inches. So not all the bubbles do make it through, and when they do come through, they just float to the top. And again, if they continue on through, the pinky pad actually stops them from going into my return pump section and creating micro bubbles in the display. So everything is kind of snug back here. This skimmer is a small footprint, but the way I have it set up, it's pretty close to my drain lines, which I don't really need to get to. You can see my little sump sock. I went back to my single sump sock method with some paracord and some zip ties, and I just hang it on the ball valve. I keep the sump sock, it's about 2 inches below the trim of the tank, so if this does overflow and I don't change the sock in time, it's not going to go outside the tank. It's just going to flow right back inside. Kind of a little safety measure that I do there. Skimmer's working good. I do like having a gate valve. I've always had ball valves just because they are cheaper. If you are running a Herbie method or a bean animal, you can use a ball valve. They are cheaper, but it is easier, definitely easier to fine tune with a gate valve. And then you can see on the back side is the emergency line, which is this one right here. Instead of running my clear tube, I like to leave a clear tube here so I can always see that if water's going through my overflow. But what I did this time is I cut it about 2 inches short of the water level. So if for some reason my siphon is off a little bit and the emergency water, the emergency drain is taking on some water, I'll actually hear it trickling into the tank. So I like hearing things. That's my thing with this tank. Since I don't have all these fancy alarms and all that other stuff on it, I pretty much go by what I hear and what I see. So anyway, skimmer's working good. Since I don't have anything to adjust the water level in here besides this baffle, I did pre-plan it so that I made a matching Corian skimmer stand so that the water level, like I said, this Essence 130 has been running pretty much flawlessly at about 7¼ inches of water. Love it. It's extremely quiet. Does its job. I just cleaned it out this morning. That's why there's some moisture in there, because I used hot water and it must have been still a little warm when I put it back in. But anyway, you can see that the skimmer is definitely working well. It's about, I don't know, 8 hours worth of gunk buildup so far, which is pretty good. So, and then my center section here, which you could call the Refugium Section if you want, I did take a little piece of rock out from up top, and I figured, it's still good, throw it down in the sump. Got a bunch of marine pure spheres in there, and a lot of them are going to be going over to T40s because I've been cycling these for him. I'll probably keep all the fresh ones and give him the darker colored ones, because those are the ones that have been in the tank for over a year. Actually, some of them are 2 years old. So these things are nice and seeded with beneficial bacteria. Then you guys know me, I love to have my little pinky filter section. Now that I'm running a softy only tank, I'm probably going to just take this out and not polish the water so much. You can see that it does get dirty. It does catch whatever comes through here. Another thing that I like is, if the collection cup for some reason overflows and all kinds of nasty junk floats out, the pinky filter will catch 99% of it. So I really like that. And then other than that, everything's just the same. I got my Lifeguard Aquatics side flow reactor. You can see that in case you missed it, I did do a little DIY. I did do a whole video on this. I'll link the video right there above on the top right, so you can check it out. I really like this. Again, I did do a little mod to it, and I think it works really well for me. And then there's the Jabo return pump. And then back in the corner is my little heater sensor and my auto top-off sensor. So plenty of room. Got a basic Aqueon Pro heater in there. Super simple. That's the way I do it. That's the way I recommend it. Nothing fancy on here. The only thing that's really fancy in this whole system is maybe the auto top off. I have moved away from the standard floats for the auto top offs and went with the eye sensor, which I really love. And also, that orange sensor down there, that goes to the XP Aqua heater sensor that is piggybacked into my Aqueon heater. So if this ever fails, that has a built-in sensor that if it goes if it hits 82 degrees, it shuts it off and sounds an alarm. And I think if it goes below 74, it does the same thing. I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact set points on it, but they work good for a marine aquarium. So I got that for 30 bucks. Can't beat it. It's a backup to this. So that's it. I'm probably going to be taking this egg crate off. I mainly put it on because I thought my Marine Pure spheres were going to be higher than the port is right there. And I'm not going to be running Chaeto anytime soon, so I don't really need it. So I'll probably just take it out. It's just held in with 2 zip ties. One of my previous videos I did say I was going to pre-drill holes. Actually, let me see if I can show you guys the holes. Probably, you can see the zip tie there on the back side. I did drill 2 holes in the top, 2 holes in the bottom. Realized afterwards probably not going to need the ones on the bottom, especially if there's going to be something in here holding that down. But in case if I do get Chaeto in here, should help it keep it contained in the Skimmers or in the Refugium section, and it'll definitely help if I load this up with rock or anything like that. That's going to stop it from falling in to the first section. So again, super simple, just like me, just how I like it. The only thing I really have to do in here, now that I'm just running softies only, is, I don't know, maybe once a week, change out the sump sock, and maybe if I do keep the pinky filters, maybe once a week with that as well. Super easy to do both. And, maybe clean out the collection cup, and once a month change out the carbon. I've been running Fosgard for 4 years straight, and I know a lot of people say, tank is ultra clean. Well, that's the only form of GFO that I've ever used is the Fosgard. I'm pretty sure that is one of the main keys to my tank being so clean all the time, is the Fosgard. But again, I'm trying to let the nutrients rise a little. I'm not going to take it offline totally, but we'll see. I got to see how the rest of the tank runs without doing all these water changes and dosing and stuff. So anyway, enough rambling. That is the little tour and I guess first update of the Marine Land 30-gallon DIY sump. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.
Alright, I just want to thank you guys again for stopping by. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and while you're here, hit that little crab icon to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for any future videos or updates, and in case you haven't seen these 2 videos, you might want to click on one and check it out. Again, thanks for stopping by.